Your relationship with money determines your financial success. So we'll go through 5 practical tips you can start today to fix your money mindset. Why we should bother? Well, because how we see money and how we behave with money is highly influenced by the people around us. There are close people like friends and family, not so close people like colleagues, neighbors, your high school history teacher, and also broader influences like the media, culture, politics. And even if it doesn't always feel like it, all of this affects our money mindset. Now, to work on a problem, we first have to become aware of the problem. But because when growing up, we are exposed to so many definitions and emotions, political opinions, and what society thinks of the rich and the wealthy, and of money, all of this can be hidden away and it's not always easy to find them. I think one very common one is to think that you have to work hard in order to become rich. And that is not wrong because you cannot grow anything out of nothing. It's not completely true either, because someone can work 80 hours a week in a restaurant or in his own little store and never become rich. So the first thing we can do is to find our beliefs. Other examples would be that you think you have to be incredibly smart to earn a lot of money, or that really rich people either win the lotto or they inherit everything. One very strong belief that I had is that a job or being employed means security. And that was until the point where I got laid off. And even though it wasn't hard for me to get a new job, because I'm a doctor and at the moment there's plenty of demand, this was still a decisive moment for me, because I suddenly realized how financially dependent I was from one employer or one institution, or, in the end, this handful of people who decided over my future. At least it felt like this for me. And that was also a moment where I realized that a job as the main source of income with no safety net is actually not that secure, at least not as much as I thought it would. And that was when I decided for myself to focus even more on becoming financially independent from just one income source that other people decide over. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being employed. I believe that we should do what we are best at and can fulfill our potential. And for most people, this will be within employment. For some people, this will also be outside of employment. But I also believe that we should make ourselves at least a little bit more financially independent. So long story short, number 1 is finding out your beliefs. And then when you have found one or more beliefs, the next step is to challenge them. Challenge your beliefs. And the way we do that is to find evidence of the opposite. Now, the reason we believe something in the first place is because we have evidence for it. In the example with the secure job, I know many people who have worked 5+ in my age, sometimes 10+, 20+ years in one corporation, and also made a successful career in one corporation. Maybe even at the same time you hear of people who owned a business and who went bankrupt, and that strengthens your belief that a job is secure even more. And then we can start to look for contrarian evidence. And we can do that by focusing on people and on stories where this has not been true. In case of the secure job, there will be many people who got laid off, sometimes expected, sometimes unexpected. So one way would be to look at people and look at stories around you or also online. Another way would be to just look at the data. For example, when the belief is that really rich people either win the lotto or come from rich families, but actually the vast majority of millionaires is self-made, and that is between 70 and 80%. So we found the belief, we challenged it, and since we know that we are influenced by a lot of different sources, now we can surround ourselves with as much positive influence as possible. When it comes to money, this can be reading books about money. By the way, I've started to build a list of books about personal finance and investing and also money mindset on my website if you want to check it out. And you can listen to podcasts. One that is explicitly about money mindset and also the money dynamic in couples is Ramit Sethi's podcast, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Lots of stories, lots of insight, and this one might also help you to spot some of your beliefs. You can also look for communities and join communities of like-minded people who have the same goals as you, like for example building wealth. So this third thing we can do is change our environment. If you find yourself having 1 or 2 people around you who you feel like influence you in a negative way, you can either try and help them recognize their beliefs as well and then maybe even change it together. If that doesn't work, you can also try to just avoid certain topics like speaking about money. And an even more radical version, but sometimes necessary, is just to spend a little less time with them. And maybe you've heard of the crab bucket effect. That is where, crabs are in a bucket and one of them tries to climb out. It will be held back by the other crabs. And this has become a metaphor for this mentality of of if I cannot have it, neither can you. Now, I don't know if crabs really behave like this, and if they do, why. I also don't think that people always try to hold you back on purpose. I think oftentimes they're just trying to be protective and don't know any better. It's just the reason in the end doesn't really matter to us. What matters is that we are moving forward and that we can find a way that works for us. Sometimes though, it's not even other people that think negatively, but it's ourselves. If there is something you want, like more money, and you are not quite there yet, you might find yourself in a situation where someone else has it. For example, you see a young woman in a Porsche, and then you think or you talk negatively about that. Like, she surely didn't buy it herself. It must be her father's or her husband's. Or, I wonder what she's doing to earn that. And it may be out of jealousy or envy, it may be out of resentment, or it also may be out of habit. Because all of your friends say something negative about someone driving a Porsche, and assuming it's a person who's arrogant and bad and doing something illegal. Now, whatever the reason is, the energy is still negative. And you will not allow yourself to have something or become something that you think negatively of. And what we can do instead is to train our mind to bless the people who have what we want. Like, I bless the driver in this beautiful car. May he or she continue to be successful and happy on their journey. In Buddhism, this is called mudita, and it is the joy that comes from other people's well-being. So being able to truly wish someone well. And what this does is it cultivates positive emotions and this abundance mindset that we want for our money mindset. So number 4 is bless what you want to have. And another thing you can do to work on this abundance mindset is to simply remind yourself of positive thoughts. Now, our brain thinks up to 60,000 thoughts per day. And this is completely automated, so you cannot control all of them. And a lot of those thoughts will be negative because that's kind of the survival mode of our brain. Jim Quick, who wrote the book Limitless, which is all about learning and thinking and how the brain works, he calls them ants, automatic negative thoughts, and also says that we have to get rid of them, and one way to do that is through affirmations. Affirmations are a sequence of positive sentences that can remind you of thinking positively. Now, most of the time you will find them with calming and relaxing music in the background, and the purpose is to listen to them in a relaxed state of mind, and that way to let them enter your subconscious. So that is something you can practice from 5 minutes up to several hours. You will find videos here on YouTube, also from me. And what you can also do is you can take 1 or 2 of those sentences that resonate with you, and then you can repeat them several times throughout the day as a mantra. Examples are, I invite and welcome money into my life, or money is a positive force in my life, or I am worthy of financial success. Now, you are not going to become rich just because you repeat the words I am rich over and over again. Above and all else, it takes action. But what those affirmations and mantras do is they motivate and support this action, and they prevent self-sabotage. And it's also very easy to do. So next time you're waiting in line, you just repeat some mantras in your head. And what also helps our money mindset is to move our awareness towards the things we already have and be thankful for that. So practicing gratitude is number 6, and it has immense advantages cognitively, emotionally, even physically. It cultivates positive emotions, it makes you less depressed, it makes you less stressed, and it helps improving your relationship with money because you appreciate something you already have. This can be as simple as, I am grateful that I have something to eat. I am grateful for the nice place I live in. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my wealth. I do this every day. It takes just a couple of minutes, and it's helped me in so many different ways. Now that you know all the tricks to set up your money mindset, you also need to put in the action, because thinking is only half the journey. So here in this video, you will find the good money habits that you can implement. Thank you for watching. I hope you got some value out of this. If you want to hear more about money mindset and personal finance, subscribe to this channel if you like. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.